Toxic people. We all know them. They drain your energy, they twist your words, and sometimes they wear the face of a friend, a partner, or even a family member. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay stuck in their web. Today we're going to talk about 5 powerful ways to deal with toxic people without losing your peace, your dignity, or your mind. Stick with me till the end, because the last one, it's the one most people avoid, but it could set you completely free. Way number 1, set boundaries like your life depends on it, because sometimes it actually does. Meet Sarah. She's a people pleaser, always has been, always says yes even when it drains her. Her coworker Mark constantly dumps his work on her, then takes the credit. Her so-called friend Julia only calls when she needs something. A favor, money, a ride. Sarah's boyfriend? He criticizes her dreams, calls her too sensitive, then blames her for everything. One day Sarah's therapist says, "You don't need to cut everyone off, but you do need a fence with a locked gate, and you hold the key." The message: boundaries aren't walls, they're doors with locks. They say, this is how far you're allowed to go with me, and no further. How to set boundaries. 1. Identify your limits. If it feels wrong, it probably is. Listen to your gut. If someone's presence gives you anxiety, ask yourself, what are they doing that crosses my line? 2. Speak up early and clearly. Say it without guilt. I can't help you with that. I don't like being spoken to that way. I need space right now. 3. Use the broken record technique. Toxic people will push back again and again. Repeat your boundary calmly, like a broken record. Don't explain. Don't defend. I said no. I'm not comfortable with that. I've already made my decision. 4. Watch their reaction. Respectful people accept boundaries. Toxic people rage, guilt trip, or mock. Their reaction reveals their truth. 5. Enforce consequences. Boundaries without consequences are suggestions. If they violate your line, act, hang up, walk away, block them. You don't need to argue, just act. Ask yourself, where in my life have I let someone cross the line repeatedly? And then, what boundary do I wish I had the courage to set? You don't need permission to protect your peace. Way number 2, emotionally detach. Don't try to fix them. Let's start with a hard truth. You cannot fix toxic people. Not with love, not with patience, not even with endless chances. Because toxic people often don't want to change. They want control. Let me introduce you to Marcus. Marcus has a brother named Kyle. Kyle is always in some kind of mess. Bad breakups, job drama, mysterious emergencies that always need money. And Marcus? He's the stable one, the fixer, the helper. Every time Kyle messes up, Marcus is there. He gives advice, lends money, drops everything to help. But no matter how much Marcus gives, Kyle stays the same, maybe worse. And one day Marcus has a realization. After years of trying to be Kyle's anchor, he's the one who feels like he's drowning. Toxic people often create chaos, then rely on your compassion to clean it up. But helping is not the same as healing, and saving someone who refuses to grow only destroys you in the process. Signs you're emotionally entangled with a toxic person. You constantly worry about their mood or reactions. You replay conversations in your head, wondering if you said the wrong thing. You feel guilty when you say no. You try to explain your feelings, only to be mocked, dismissed, or made to feel crazy. You believe if you just try harder, they'll finally respect you. Let me be clear. You're not crazy, you're not weak. You're just caught in a game you didn't sign up to play. How to emotionally detach without losing yourself. Stop making excuses for them. He's just tired. She didn't mean it. That's just how they are. These are lies we tell ourselves to avoid facing the truth. If someone hurts you repeatedly, it doesn't matter what their excuse is. The result is still pain. Observe, don't absorb. Imagine you're wearing a clear raincoat in a storm. The rain hits, but doesn't soak you. When they lash out, manipulate, guilt trip, observe it. Don't absorb it. Don't internalize their behavior as a reflection of your worth. Let silence speak. Not every accusation needs a defense. Not every insult needs a comeback. Toxic people feed off your emotional energy, whether it's anger, guilt, or tears. The most powerful thing you can sometimes say is nothing. Stop trying to win their approval. Newsflash, you might never get it, and that's not your failure. That's their design. You're not here to convince someone of your value. You're here to protect your peace. Create mental distance. You may not be able to cut them out physically. Maybe it's a parent, coworker, or partner you're not ready to leave yet, but you can start mentally detaching. See them for who they are, not who you hope they'll become. Keep conversations short, stick to facts. Don't overshare. Don't seek comfort from someone who causes you pain. Ask yourself, who am I trying to save? And more importantly, why do I believe it's my job to fix them? You're not a therapist. You're not a punching bag. You're a human being, and you deserve peace. You don't need to hate someone to detach from them. You can love someone deeply and still recognize they are unhealthy for you. That's not cruelty. That's wisdom. Way number 3, don't JADE, justify, argue, defend, or explain. There's a trap toxic people love to set, and it's one most of us fall into without even realizing. It's called JADE, an acronym for justify, argue, defend, explain. And it's a game you'll never win. Let's talk about Nina. Nina had a friend named Kayla. Every time Nina set a boundary, said no, or made a decision for herself, Kayla would push back hard. Why would you do that? Don't you care about me? You're so selfish now. So Nina would explain. She'd defend. She'd justify. She'd argue. And every time, she walked away feeling worse, like nothing she said was good enough. Until one day someone told her, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your peace. Toxic people aren't looking for clarity. They're looking for control. The moment you start explaining your boundary, they see it as a negotiation, and they'll keep pushing until you break. But here's the truth. No is a complete sentence. You do not need to jade your way into being respected. Why jading doesn't work? Justifying makes it sound optional. I can't come because I'm tired and I have work tomorrow. A toxic person hears, convince me. Arguing turns it into a power struggle, and they love that. They feed off conflict, especially when they can make you the bad guy. Defending puts you on trial. When you defend your boundary, you're acting like you're guilty. You're not. Explaining gives them ammo. The more reasons you give, the more opportunities they have to poke holes in them. What to say instead? Here's the magic. You don't need to say much at all. Try these instead. I've made my decision. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. I'm focusing on myself right now. Thanks for understanding, even if they don't. And when they push back, stay calm. Don't engage. Repeat your line like a broken record. Then exit the conversation. Imagine someone handing you a rope in the middle of an argument. Every time you explain, justify, or defend, you grab the rope, and the tug of war begins. But what happens if you just don't pick it up? Exactly. The game ends. Ask yourself, why do I feel the need to explain myself so much? Is it fear of rejection? Guilt? Wanting to be liked? And then ask, what if I gave myself permission to say no? Without guilt, without defense, without drama. You don't owe anyone an emotional essay to live your truth. You don't need to jade to justify your boundaries. You're not on trial. You are allowed to simply choose yourself. And that choice, that's the most powerful thing you can do. Way number 4, cut access, not just contact. Most people think dealing with toxic people means just blocking them, avoiding their calls, or ghosting them altogether. And while that might give you temporary relief, it's not the full picture. Because the most dangerous access isn't always physical, it's emotional. Let's talk about Leo. Leo broke up with his girlfriend 6 months ago. No more texts, no more late-night calls. He blocked her on everything. But in his mind, she still had VIP access. He replayed every argument. He obsessed over what he should have said. He imagined fake conversations where he finally won. Even though she was gone, she still lived rent-free in his head. Until one night his friend said, "You didn't block her. You just moved the battlefield inside. It's not enough to cut contact. You have to reclaim access, because toxic people will haunt you long after they leave, if you keep the door open in your mind." Ways you're still giving access. Without realizing, checking their social media just to see, rereading old messages, imagining arguments that never happened, feeling guilty for choosing peace, letting their voice shape your self-worth long after they're gone. Even silence can be loud when you haven't taken your power back. How to cut emotional access for real. Recognize the hooks. Ask yourself, what keeps pulling me back? What thought, memory, or hope am I still holding on to? De-romanticize the past. Don't just remember the good times. Remember the manipulation, the anxiety you felt every time they called, the way they twisted your words until you apologized for being hurt. Ritualize the release. Write them a letter, but don't send it. Burn it. Tear it up. Say what you wish you'd said, then let it go. Replace their voice with yours. Every time you hear them in your head, that judgment, that gaslighting, drown it out with truth. I'm allowed to say no. I'm not selfish for protecting myself. I don't need their approval to have value. Create a new access policy. Toxic people come in many forms. Friends, partners, parents, coworkers. Decide, who gets your time? Who gets your energy? Who gets to know your truth? And if they can't handle that truth with respect, they don't get a front row seat in your life. Imagine your mind as a house. Who do you let walk through the front door? Who do you let peek through the windows? And who are you still handing keys to, even though they already trashed the place? Ask yourself, whose voice still lingers in my head long after they've left my life? And more importantly, what would it feel like to finally evict them from that space? Cutting access isn't about cruelty. It's about clarity. You're not being cold. You're being clean. You're not shutting people out. You're shutting chaos out. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Way number 5, heal, don't harden. Let's face it, when someone mistreats you, uses you, gaslights you, plays with your emotions, it's tempting to say, never again. But here's the danger. You don't just build walls around them. You start building walls around everyone. And eventually, you don't just block out pain, you block out love. Meet Alicia. She was always warm, always kind, always the first to forgive. Then came Jacob, a master manipulator. He praised her, loved her, then slowly chipped away at her self-worth. When it finally ended, Alicia changed. She stopped trusting, stopped opening up. She called it being strong. But inside she felt cold, alone, guarded. One day a friend told her, what Jacob did was toxic, but what you're doing to yourself now is just as painful. Toxic people can break your heart, but only you can decide whether you let them harden it. Because healing isn't about becoming colder. It's about becoming wiser. The signs you've started to harden. You assume everyone has bad intentions. You shut down emotionally instead of setting boundaries. You expect betrayal, even from people who haven't wronged you. You say, I don't care, but deep down you do. You push people away, even the good ones. And here's the truth. The opposite of being a victim isn't being numb. It's being free. Free to love, to trust, but with wisdom, not wounds. How to heal without hardening. 1. Feel the pain without becoming it. It's okay to cry, to scream, to grieve. But don't camp in the pain. Let it move through you, not into you. 2. Talk to someone safe. Whether it's a therapist, a mentor, or a friend who listens without judgment, you need a space to unpack the weight, not just carry it. 3. Forgive, not for them, but for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means saying, I'm done letting your poison live in my veins. It's how you release yourself. 4. Relearn trust slowly. Not everyone is out to hurt you. Give small chances. Watch actions. Let people earn access, not inherit it. 5. Speak kindly to yourself. Healing starts with your inner voice. Replace, I'm so stupid for letting them in, with, I was doing my best with what I knew. Replace, I'll never be enough, with, their actions don't define my worth. Ask yourself, am I protecting myself or punishing myself? Am I setting boundaries or building a prison? And then ask, what does true healing, not fear, look like for me? Toxic people will come and go, but how you respond will shape your life forever. So let's recap. Set boundaries like your life depends on it. Emotionally detach. Don't try to fix them. Don't jade, justify, argue, defend, or explain. Cut access, not just contact. Heal, don't harden. You're not here to shrink for anyone. You're not here to save people who drown you. You're not here to carry toxic cycles forward. You are here to grow, to glow, and to protect your peace like it's gold. Because it is. And if no one told you this today, you deserve safe love. You deserve respect. You deserve to feel free, not just from them, but from the version of you they tried to break. If this video helped you, take a second to like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it too. You never know who's suffering in silence. And let us know in the comments. Which of these 5 ways resonated with you the most? Because your story could be someone else's survival guide.